Hello everyone, Ryan's Bullpen Sports Cards back with another video. And tonight's video is going to be a mail day video from a card that I received today from an eBay purchase. So, a couple weeks back I did some pre-war searching on a couple sets, and one set that really kind of struck my interest is the Zeenut set, which is kind of an interesting set in the pre-war collecting for the baseball sets. It doesn't seem like there are very many graded ones, and if the ones that are graded, they're going to be the bigger players of those sets, the Hall of Famers, the Major League Hall of Famers. But however, this set is basically cards from the Pacific Coast League players, and so you'll get a lot of future, and you also got some former Major League players in all the different Zeenut sets as when they came out. So did some browsing on eBay and kind of came across this one, and this one's kind of obscure, but there's a reason why I purchased this one for my collection anyway, and I'll get into that. First, I want to just kind of explain some info about the Zeenut series. They were produced every year by the Collins Candy Company from 1911 to 1938. And a little bit of research I found was each set contained somewhere between 48 to nearly 200 cards in any particular year. And so some of them included players that were future or former major leaguers. So that's kind of an interesting and cool thing of the different sets. The card that I received today is a 1931 Zeenut Buddy Ryan, and kind of a cool card in my collection, which I'll get into. And so Zeenut Buddy Ryan was born October 6, 1885 in Plainville, Kansas, which is about 100 miles from where I live. As you know, in some of my previous videos, I enjoy collecting Kansas-born players, as I've been a lifelong Kansas resident. And so just another avenue of my collecting journey is to do some research and pick up some Kansas-born players and add them to my collection. I think that's kind of an interesting avenue to go down, and definitely been enjoying that in my hobby journey. And so basically, and I'll try to get this without glare. Now this is a blank back. Not too bad of a condition card. There's, corner wear. There's that crease kind of up towards the top left, but like I said, I really like it for my collection. So a little bit about Buddy Ryan, and I'm sure you'll get I've shared it a few places, and I've gotten the reference of the football coach. Buddy Ryan was a football coach, and so I've gotten that reference a couple times on this one. And so just a little bit of information about Buddy Ryan is he was an outfielder who played 2 seasons with the Cleveland Naps, played with Shoeless Joe Jackson. He played in 1912 to 1913, so he didn't have a very long career with the Naps. Played 166 career games. After that, he would go on and manage the Sacramento Senators of the Pacific Coast League. And he is also in the Pacific Coast League Hall of Fame. So definitely thought that was pretty cool, that he is a Hall of Famer for the PCL, which is really, in my opinion, really neat. Really cool that I was able to pick up kind of a card that means a lot to me in a set like this. Kansas-born player, so that checked that box off. A few other interesting quirks, kind of about it is the company that creates these cards was Collins Candy Company, which I have a daughter named Collins, so that's kind of an interesting thing. Another interesting thing that's with this is he was born on October 6th, which is the date that my twins were born, October 6th. So another interesting fact, his last name is Ryan. My first name is Ryan. So just some interesting quirky things with this card. And not to mention that, you know, he is a Kansas-born player, and so I definitely enjoyed that. And so this is, you know, kind of just an interesting card from my collection, and I am super excited and happy to have it. And this year has been 2025 has been a great year for me to really delve into my pre-war collecting, and really I've enjoyed going and learning about the different sets, different players, and I think that's what makes this hobby great is we all have different ways to collect, different players, different things that draw us to those cards. And so just some of those factors drew me to this card out of a Zeenut set, and just really made me want to go after and get this. And this isn't a very expensive card, and so that was another good thing is it's a pretty budget-friendly card for the collection. And since I've been trying to build my pre-war collection this year, I feel like it's just a great addition, and I'm definitely happy. So just a little bit of information about the Zeenut set. I'm not sure how many of you guys have these cards, but I really enjoy it, and is just super excited to have it. So I just wanted to hop on, share it with you, share a little information about that set, and even Buddy Ryan, and hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Thank you, and have a good evening.